Start that. So uh, the goal here is booking more events, right? We can beat the knot, which is they spend a lot of money to uh, sell leads back to you essentially, but we can beat them. Who I am, Susan did a great job explaining that. Background on myself, started Madroit Marketing 8 or 9 years ago and really focused on helping our clients get more leads, get more customers, clients, patients. And we just work backwards from the objective, like what is the goal for your business? And we work backwards from there. But a lot of experience in this, so excited to talk with everyone today about it. So this is interesting. The Knot, the Wedding Wire, Yelp, Angie's List, etc. They try to take your potential client and sell it back to you. That is what they, right? Like it's obviously valuable what they do. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars to do it. I'll show you how here in a second. But you can beat them, and I'll show you how. So thinking about how to beat them, we have to understand what someone's journey is when booking an event center. So to understand this, I don't know, easy to start. What does someone do when they start planning a wedding? They Google it. Without a doubt, they are Googling it. And we want to make sure we're there. This is where they spend a lot of money. So the top left part of your screen there, the ads, this is a search result for wedding venue near me. The top 3 results here are paid ads. Underneath that is the local pack. And then below that are organic results. And organic is free, yes, but it takes a lot of time and energy and money to get there. And the Knot and the Wedding Wire spend so much money to get there. But the local pack is a huge opportunity. That's where we want to be. That's where most of the clicks and actions come from, actually, is that local pack, that orange section there. I think we can do it pretty easily. We've done it for clients in the past pretty easily, and I'll show you how here. We can do it. We can do it though. So this is where we want to show up this specific section. I'll show you how more in a second, but just to understand that local pack a bit more, here's an example analysis for one search term for someone. What this analysis does is it Googles that search term in that very specific location. So each one of these dots, map markers, shows is a search. And it shows the ranking for that specific search in that specific location. So these are a mile apart from each other, and you can see the rankings are different. So in the middle there, where their business is located, showing up number 3 again, and number 4. Number 4 means you're not in this local pack. You're on the second page of it, actually. But the top 3 is where you really want to be. So this particular event center in Grand Rapids, Michigan, shows up pretty well up here, but their competition is strong down here, the bottom of the circle. But you can overcome people. It's based on proximity, but there's a lot more that goes into it, and we can jump up over the competition and over Angie's List and the Knot, the Wedding Wire, etc. Here's a case study, just a quick little snippet of one for one of our clients. Before starting out, not showing up at all in the top 3, even right by their business, their location. And then on the outskirts, not showing up on page 2 at all. So 20 pluses, you're not even on the first or second page. Top 3 is where you really want to be. After optimizing and doing what I'm going to share with everyone here, you can overcome the Knot and your competitors and rank number 1 in that local grid, the local map pack, consistently. Just a little preview here. If you want to analysis that GeoGrid, I can share that, or we can do one for you after this. If you want to go to the site, we can do that. But this little preview, I'll come back to it, and I'll jump ahead to showing you how to rank higher in the first place. So how do we set ourselves up to book more events, i.e. success? Talking about the buyer's journey. Google, right? They Google wedding planning, they Google wedding venues near me or near the location they're looking for. The website, assuming someone clicks on your profile, or if it's Angie's List or the Knot, clicks on their website, which we don't want to have happen. They click on a website to get more information, and ideally they go into your sales funnel. So that's where we really have to, all stages are important. Google can help build awareness, get them to you. The website can help convert them, and the sales is really on business to convert someone and get them what they need in order to buy, right? So I won't touch a ton on the sales portion, although it's critical, but I will touch on Google and the website. Starting with the website, your website, there's a few things. This is the how on how to do this, the critical parts. Your website has to be user-friendly, has to be fast, which is also part of being user-friendly. If a site doesn't load in 1.8 seconds or 1.5, 80% of people leave the site before it loads. So you lost your chance. Has to be informative and intuitive, has to give them the information they need. It also has to give business information to show Google and other sites that you are who you say you are. It's accurate information. Has to be optimized for keywords and for content. Just has to be search engine optimized, and how it's formatted, the schema markup on the back end, how the header tags are in place, how images are labeled. It's all very important for Google. And then being indexed, of course, getting backlinks, that type of thing too. Clear call to actions. What do you want to have happen on your site? So if you want them to sign up for a free venue guide so you can help inform them on how to make a decision, or if you want them to call you directly right then or text, whatever it is, has to be clear, and you have to drive people to it. Ideal scenario, right? Talking about sales, it pulls them into the CRM that you have set up, hopefully have set up, and you can follow up with them as part of the sales process. So that's the middle part of that funnel there, the buyer's journey. Going to the Google side, the top of it, your business profile. Have to optimize it, goes without saying. Used to be where you could optimize it once and set it, and it's good for a year. That's no longer the case. It's much more of an interactive platform now, and it pays to be engaged with it continuously. Google appreciates that and rewards you for it if you're doing everything else correctly as well. So optimizing your profile first and foremost. Getting reviews is a huge, important factor of all of this. And then responding to reviews and doing it fast. Good or bad, responding fast, very important. Always keeping it up to date. Posting regularly, kind of like a social media post, but you can post content on your Google business profile. And you want to do that with relevant content. Then you can link to your site, whatever page you're pushing, right? And then you want to keep track of this and review and optimize regularly, whether it's monthly, every other week. We do it more frequently than that, of course, but for you, the business owner, running your venue, getting in there regularly, setting yourself up with a calendar event that recurs to get in there and optimize things. And outside of that, getting backlinks is critical for SEO, but even your Google business profile. So getting tier 1 and tier 2 backlinks plus citations. A citation is something like Yelp or Angie's List. It's a site that you don't necessarily want people to, you don't want to necessarily pay Yelp or Angie's List, but it's good because it gives you a backlink to your website. So you want to use them for what it's worth and get a free citation out of it. But tier 1 and tier 2 backlinks, very important, is backlinks are more and more competitive these days. So it takes time, but be diligent, be persistent, and you can climb up above your competition and the knot and the wedding wire. Again, the offer, if you want a analysis, we do that GeoGrid analysis for your business, look at key search words that someone might use to find you, and then analyze to see how you're showing up in that GeoGrid on Google. I'll leave this up here for a second, but does anyone have any questions? That's kind of the summary or the presentation, but the Q&A being, I don't know, really valuable. If anyone has anything, we can jump into those.
Winston, can you hear me? Am I muted?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not able to see your frequently asked questions. So I'm wondering if you can also post that.
Sure. Did you get that comment?
No.
Okay, I can just rattle them off.
Okay.
So
the recording is paused.
It's paused.
That's what it says. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, there it goes.
Okay. So some questions we get when doing this type of webinar. Few things. So what are common issues for Google business profiles? That's the first and foremost question we get. Common issues are not being categorized correctly, or not having all of the categories that a business falls into, not having the services listed on their business profile, not having their information up to date, website, phone number, address. Very important to have all those things updated accurately. And then posting regularly, very important. But as far as optimizing the categories, the business description is very, very important. And then the reviews, all the things mentioned before, but those few things to start optimizing are really important. Let's see here. What are common issues with websites that you see? That's another question we get all the time. Some common issues I see are the website. It's okay, it provides some information, but it doesn't help someone really identify if this is a good fit for them or not. So like the imagery can be really helpful or really hurtful as far as what you're presenting to someone, right? So that's an important factor. Enough content, and then just making sure the story lines up as far as the value that you provide or can provide. It lines up with what you're saying you do. So if you are an A+ venue and you have a C+ website, the story doesn't quite line up, and that just causes friction for people to buy from you. So if it's an A+ venue and you have an A+ website, no friction there, right? So people are more likely to call and do. Another question, how do you find your Google business profile? If you're logged into your Google business profile account, Gmail or Google Workspace account, and you just search my business, it should pop up. But if not, business.google.com, and you should have a list of all your businesses or your Google business profiles. Another question, how do you know what to optimize your profile for? For us, we do keyword research based on our clients. So we look at their existing website, we talk to them and figure out what are the services that you actually offer, what are the selling points that you have for your venue. And we do keyword research to figure out, okay, how competitive are these keywords? How do you currently show up? And is there anything that we can go after that's an opportunity for us to go after? So then we narrow that down, prioritize, and do an analysis with the GeoGrid. After that, we figure out what do we really want to target here, and then build the profile based on all of that. It's a lot of work, but it does pay off for sure. And that's one here. Most common question that we usually get is, what does the analysis include? So what we do for each analysis, we look at your website, like I mentioned before. It's similar to the process I just mentioned. We do keyword research initially. It's just a starting point for us to talk about. But we show GeoGrid and like, how are you showing up for keywords that you should be showing up for? And if there's one that you don't care about that keyword, great, we could just remove it. But we want to have a good amount of information for everyone to decide if it's worth optimizing, if it's worth us helping them. What else? So the analysis includes keyword research and the GeoGrid analysis for your business profile and your business. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Susan, thank you so much for hosting this and having me come on and share some information about beating the knot and Google Business Profile Optimization and helping venues book more events. Yeah, really appreciate it. And I guess I'll leave up a slide here if anyone wants to follow us or stay updated or just reach out. A few ways to do that: our website, our podcast that's coming out here soon, and social media. Thanks.
Yeah, so Winston, thanks so much for joining us. And I do have one question for you before you go. I know, like, when I started with you, one of my first questions was, how long does it normally take once you get signed up and you start doing the optimization? And how long does that process normally take in getting yourself on the map in the first 3?
Yeah, great question. Every business is different, of course, but we've seen great results within 30 days. So the first month of starting with someone to the 90-day mark, where we see a good amount of results at that point. Unlike normal SEO, that can take much longer than that. We see results pretty quickly for Google Business Profile Marketing and optimization.
And how do you now, if someone wants to get more information, obviously they can contact you by email. What does the program look like for someone that wants to get signed up with you to start that process? What do they need to do as far as getting in contact with you, your initial meeting? What kind of information will they need to provide to you so that you can get them up and running and get them on the map as soon as possible?
Oh, great question. Yeah, so it really starts with that free analysis. Well, in this case, sometimes we just start and we do a questionnaire. We go through it together on your own, but we talk through it together either way. But we learn a little bit about your business. We learn where you're located, your main selling points or services that you offer, and we do the keyword research. So that's all on our end. After that, it's as simple as signing up and making sure we have access to the Google Business Profile, talking about what we're strategizing and what we're going to do going forward, making sure we're on the same page there. But after that, it's really on us. We get to work and set up the analysis, the GeoGrid to run regularly, the keyword research, we do that. The writing the business profile, we do that. We help you get more reviews and coach you on how to respond faster. So we set you up with QR codes, SMS templates, email templates, and scripts to ask for more reviews, and then coach you through how to implement that. So yeah, we get you set up. We have a live dashboard for everyone to view the results at any time. And that's essentially it. It's pretty easy to get started. The hard part, I think, is the analysis. And after that, it's when you're ready, we're ready to start.
Okay, so they can contact you and set up an appointment for the free analysis, and you're looking at their website, how user-friendly it is. You're asking questions as far as their type of business, trying to nail down those keywords and those types of things. And I know you mentioned the Google My Business profile. So I assume you're looking at that as well and giving them pointers as to what they need to be doing. Like, I know for me, I'm kind of guilty of not really looking at my Google profile enough and, updating it with fresh pictures. And earlier on, you also mentioned posting. There for a while, I was posting like some of my ads. Like, I would go on there and post a special. But outside of that, I guess I focus so much on posting on my Facebook page that I kind of forget that Google's there. And I'm a huge fan of Google advertising, by the way, too, because you said it in the very, very beginning. What is the first thing people do when they are looking for a venue, or they're starting to plan a wedding, or in any business, really? If you're looking for some kind of service out there, you're going to Google it. So I really like that you brought up the fact that, we need to be posting on Google, because it is a huge platform, and it's free to post on it. I mean,
Yeah.
you do have to do some paid advertising, there's that, but you can, just like you post on Facebook, you can post on Google. But I am curious about that too, because when you post on the Google My Business, where exactly is that showing up? Is that just showing up on the Google My Business page? Or, because I've never really been clear, like, I go on there and I post on it, but I know it shows up there, but I guess my question is, does it show up anywhere else for people to see?
Yeah, it shows up on the business profile. It's kind of one of those things. Those are great questions. And sorry, two things. Going to back to the Google ads. Yeah, it can be so impactful, right? If you're showing up in the ad and then you're showing up locally, that local pack has the most trust built into it, right? So if you can show up there, you have trust. It feels local. It feels like it's more trusted. It gets more clicks than everything combined, right? But the ads still get
Right.
a lot of clicks. Google is obviously a huge company for a reason. Driving ads and relevant ads is what they do. So showing up in both
Right.
places is great. Going back to the Google post, it is like social media. Post on there, it just feels different because you're not going to get the same interaction that you would on social media. So you're not getting a million
Okay.
likes. You don't get likes on it. But what it can do is inform Google about what you're targeting and what you're focused on. You can get some views on it for sure. It shows up on your like profile, your public profile, and then you can like see
Mm-hmm.
posts. And like when you go on Google Maps and you click on a business, you can see recent posts. It kind of moves around from time to time. They change it up a decent amount. But what we're doing is showing Google we're engaging. Like I said before, it's very much a platform where you have to engage to get the most out of it now. Before you could just set it and forget it. Now you really have to engage, and that shows Google that you care. And that's what they care
Okay.
about.
Okay, great. So I'm glad that we're discussing this, because in my mind, you differentiated it very well. In Facebook, you're getting, I guess you could say you're getting more feedback, in real time feedback, where when you're posting on Google, what you're actually doing is you're doing that for the algorithm's benefit, to show Google that you're an active business, you're you're posting specials, you're, whatever, you're updating your photos. How often would you recommend that someone post on Google and also update their photos? Once a month, once a week?
Yeah,
Um,
great questions. I think posting regularly is important. Every business is a little different. Every area is a little different. Depends on competition too. But I think posting regularly, I would say 1 to 2 times a week minimum, um, is really important to do. As far as posting pictures, as much as it's relevant to post, I'd say keep posting. Wedding venues in general, great to keep posting new photos of, right? So every time you get a new, um, have an event go on there and you can take some photos from there and post them on your website or social media, and say that's a perfect opportunity to do the same thing for your Google business profile. So as much as that's happening, and they're relevant images, I would say post them.
okay, that's good advice because, yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'm just like, okay, I gotta hurry up and get the photos from last week's wedding on Facebook, and then I'm like, spending a certain amount of time, and then it's like, okay, I'm done with that task, and I don't even really think about doing that with Google.
Yeah.
So that's a great point, is we need to, and there's so many, uh, Facebook, TikTok now, Instagram, Pinterest is another one that is really on the scene now for posting pictures and photos. It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of like Google in the fact that you don't get that interaction on Pinterest, so it's really easy to forget that it's even there and that there's a benefit for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate you pointing that out because I'm definitely need to do better with my Google business profile for sure. Um, so yeah, thank you so much. And I don't know if anybody else has any questions posted um,
Oh, looks like we
right now, but
yeah. Looks like we got them all, and yeah, appreciate it.
got them all.
Those are
Okay.
great questions, and yeah, I think the hard part is people get busy, and even if they do this once, it's really easy to push to the side because more important things come up. So it's obviously where we help out our
Right.
clients and do it, and we're experts at it. That's what we do day to day. But if you can carve out time to do this regularly, I think, and do it strategically, you can really benefit, as you know. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Because I'm still, when I, pull up my name, I'm still right there on that map. So in the top 3. So that's great for my area. So you've helped my business tremendously, and that's why I wanted to have you on today and share your expertise with the venue owners group here. And that's what I'm here. That's what we're here for, guys, is to help you guys grow your business and get the maximum amount of exposure that you can for your business, because competition is tough out there for venues. They're everywhere and they're popping up every day. So every edge that we can get to get more exposure is definitely worth it. So Winston, we appreciate your time today and coming on and explaining what you do. And his information is posted here on the screen, as you can see. So please make a note of it and get in touch with him, because that is a free analysis, guys. He does charge for his time normally, so it's nice when you have someone that will meet with you free of charge to kind of help guide and direct you on what the next steps would be to get started with that. So one last call for any more questions. If you want to just post them in the chat before we go. If not, you can definitely reach out to Winston by email. And I'll be tuning into that podcast. When is your first podcast? Do you have a date yet? Because
We
I
have
can post that on the venue owners too.
That would be great. Yeah, we have 3 recorded already. Actually, like 10 if you count the ones we're not posting because we wanted, we improved it.
Okay,
So 3 recorded
terrific.
already, and we'll be posting those, I'd say, within a week or two. So
Now, where are they going to be posted?
they'll be everywhere. So distributed through iTunes.
Oh, iTunes. Okay.
Yep, iTunes everywhere. So Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, RSS feed, so every podcast player can listen. YouTube actually will do it's a video podcast as well.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm a great YouTuber fan.
Yeah.
YouTube's so easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Well, then send me that information when you release that first podcast, and I will definitely post it here on the link so we can all check it out.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks again for having me.
All right, you're welcome, Winston. Everybody have a great afternoon.